Here we are at the Darlington Raceway, the lady in black, for the running of the Southern 500, the second to last race before the chase starts. So before we get going, before we get command to start the engines, let's take a look at our 42 car field here at Darlington. On the pole, the 24 Cynthia Bright, to her outside is the 10 of Brady Ormnest. Then 30 you have Keegan Thompson, 4th is Derek Bouchard, running out the top 5 get Adam Lewis. Then 6th, the throwback, Evan Hunter throwing it back to Adam Petty. 7th, Jonathan Beeford, 8th, William Seaman throwing it back to Elliott Sadler. Then 9th, you have Coluigi, another throwback, and running out the top 10 is Francis Dustin. The rest of the field will go TJ Hanley, and they got Riley Spragley too. Tim Guerin, Eli Bright running the Gray Ghost throwback. They got Isaac Nichols and Josh Shimito, along with DJ Reed and Kevin Bandon, and John West and Carter Friesen, another throwback. And Alexander Rowan, Levi Shones, Luke Rainey and his number 2 throwback, and then Julius Anderson. Max Anderson and then Trey Rainey, along with Michael Gregory and Wyatt Walker. Justin Ethan, Jay Jefferson, his number 1 car throwback. Not really good angle of it. We'll hopefully see it later in the race. Then you got Tim Randolph and Brandon Tharp. Alex Stewart, another throwback, Marcus Sachi. Then Andrew Miller and Joe Jefferson. Jeff Bright, and then you got Kay Samito, Avi Hernandez, and Michael Canto, and Jason Smith Jr. and Patrick Smith. Running out the 42 car field on row number 21, as Cynthia Bright will lead the field to green flag after we get this starting command.
For today's command, Bobby Allison. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Give your seatbelts a little tug there for me there, buddy. Get a little drink of Gatorade. Be safe. Have some fun, all right?
Big thing about Darlington, starting position. You could be starting in 6th, but that might not be the best place to start because of the outside lane. And 3 and 4, the outside lane, not the place to be, especially on lap 1, because everyone's basically double file. If you're on the outside lane on lap 1, you could possibly get into the wall in 3 and 4. So the inside lane, the place to be, Cynthia Bright, Keegan Thompson, Adam Lewis, Jonathan Buford, and Coluigi could possibly come out here with a top 5 at the end of lap number 2 because they're on the inside. So the pace cars in a long race, 56 laps here at Darlington. All 42 cars will take the green flag. Cynthia Bright going to lead the field down to the stripe as we are racing at the lane. Black green flag in the air for the Southern 500. Great jump there for Cynthia to get clear to hit 3 and 4 for the first time here tonight. Talked about the outside lane and how it's not the place to be. CRA, a car into the wall. Looks like Josh Mill in the 15. Everyone makes it through all right. Cynthia Bright leads lap 1. Still side by side. Bray Ornest clears for that 2nd position. Keegan Thompson will move to 3rd. And Derek Shark slides into 4th, so the inside lane not going as well as I thought it would. Evan Hunter trying to get out in line front. TJ Hanley looks like he's going to be able to do it. Two cars back there, William Seaman and Eli Bright. 2 throwbacks battling now side by side. Eli and the Gray Ghost. William Seaman and the Elliott Sadler 38. Whoa! Hanley thought he had the inside lane open, came down in front of Eli Bright. Eli had to back off or else he was going to wreck him. And TJ lucky to keep that spot and not get shoved up into the wall. Eli gets to the 10th position, battle for 11th now. Nichols underneath Seaman and gets by him. DJ Reed trying to go for 12th, and they got Carter Friesen behind in the number 99. Your points leader, Coluigi, has settled into the 7th position. Good for him. He's all but locked into the chase now, so I'm sure he'd love to get a good run here at Darlington. He has it right now. Looked for 6th, couldn't get it done. Evan Hunter now is going to have a run onto that 42 car. Might look to the inside here. For 2nd, Keegan Thompson at a peak. Couldn't get it on Bray Ornest. Cynthia Bright starting to pull away just a little bit in that number 24 Chevrolet. They race down the backstretch. Front 10 cars get clear and get away. 11th on back trying to run them down in a single file line. There are some battles back there. Yeah, battles very limited. William Seaman still falling backwards. Francis Dustin 3rd in points coming to the day. Good run for him up there inside the top 15. 2nd in points coming to the day was Alexander on the 7 car. He's right now in the 27th position. So decent run for him so far. Still a lot of racing left to possibly gain some positions. William Seaman still falling back. Gets down line in front of Levi Shones in the 17th position. So just shows how far down he's fell. As Isaac Nichols trying to keep 11th from DJ Reed, trying to get down to the inside lane. Looks like he's going to do it, although Reed with a little bit of a lower entry there. Couldn't get the run through the corner, though. Nichols keeps that position. Look up here for the race lead. Cynthia Bright has it. Bray Ornest really wants that. Ornest jumped out of line, couldn't get it done. Coming to 50 laps to go, however. And Wormnest up the track. Now here comes Keegan Thompson in the 98 to the bottom. And does Derek Bouchard get caught on the outside because Thompson making his move? No, it looks like everyone gets in line. Very, very hard to make passes here at Darlington because you have to get good enough for a run and you have to keep that run off the corner. Sometimes if you get below someone, you get a little tight, you have to lift or else you're going to run themselves and yourself into the wall. So you have to be very, very wary when making passes here. See, everyone's trying to do it off the exit of the corners. Coluigi might have something right here. No, he has to get back in line. Bell South throwback paint scheme. Number 42 looks pretty sharp. Same with the 11 behind him. Would be three throwbacks in a row if TJ Hanley wasn't there. That Brent his throwback. Also there in the number 88 in the 10th position. Looking underneath TJ here, but you see, you just get really tight underneath someone off the corner. You have to back off, and that's why track position is so big here. Francis Dustin to pit road, number 27. Issue on the 27 car. Huh. And that's very strange because he was running up there in the top 15, so big issue on the 27 car. See the whole front of the field single file. Back half of the field back here. Some of these drivers not needing runs like this. Patrick Smith, Andrew Miller need great runs. Some of these guys back here need runs. They see Jay Jefferson's throwback, number 1 car. Jeff Bright up here. He was back here. He was towards the top of the points, so I don't think he'll have to worry too much. But still, you don't want to go into Richmond having to have a great result. Richmond is a very, very unpredictable race. In fact, that's going to be the next race of the Gatorade Cup Series. That is the cutoff to the Chase last race to make the Chase 400. And then we start our 12 Chase races off with Pocono Raceway. So it should be an exciting 12-race stretch after Richmond to see who is crowned season number 5 Gatorade Cup Series champion. And with this format that we have where points get reset to 0 and the only positions that matter for that are chasers. If it's 13th to 12th and 12th place as a non-chaser, you probably won't have to push it too hard because that's just another position on track. But if 12th place is a chaser and you're in 13th, you're going to go like hell to get that 12th position from that chaser because it goes first chaser gets 12 on down to 12th chaser gets 1. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how that works out here. It's produced many close championship battles in the past. In fact, one season we had 11 of 12 drivers going to Homestead with a realistic shot at the championship. See, once again, these guys trying to pull out of line just don't have the run. Coluigi looked low on Jonathan Buford. Didn't have enough of a run to make that move. We'll slot right back up in line. So nothing really happening here at the front of the field. So these first 11, 12 cars just staying nice and orderly. Yeah, these first 13 cars staying orderly. They got 14th, 15th, 16th, and a big line of cars just single file around this racetrack. I don't know if there's any passes at all anywhere. So very, very interesting Darlington race. Yeah, the 27 out because of a valve. That's very, very big. Third points coming to the day. He's definitely going to fall. I don't think he'll fall outside of chase contention, but definitely slime down towards the cut line even more. And I believe, though, if we see one pass, it'll produce multiple passes. So just watch for that. If one person is able to make it stick on the bottom lane of a corner, probably get to see more passes. Cynthia's starting to pull away from the 10 car a little bit. Warner's just a little bit slower through this corner. Yeah, didn't get off turn 4 very well. It just affected that whole half of a lap that he just did right there and kind of backed him off the 24 car. Once again, people still trying to make passes, just the inside lane. Get very tight underneath someone. 40 laps to go this time. Let's go on board with one of our championship contenders, Coluigi in the 42. With his onboard, he's your points leader. Take a lap around Darlington with that 42. Sorry, they're under some major fire from the 11 of Evan Hunter, He was able to hold off, though, on the outside 1 and 2, so maybe that's why he can't make passes as well. The outside lane possibly working for some of these guys. Luigi showed that. So he powered off of turn number 2 on the high side to keep that position. I thought he was actually going to lose that 7th position. And once you lose 1 position, you're most likely going to lose 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. Eli Bright looking on TJ Hanley. He is down low. I don't know if he's beside him is the problem. No, he's going to slap back in line in front of his teammate. All right, now 3 of the Hendrick Motorsports cars. 1st, 10th, and 11th. The other one, Jeff Bright, and he is right now in the 32nd position after starting towards the back. Not too bad, but definitely not great for your season number 2 champion. He probably wants to get up to the front, but it's going to be very hard unless there's not a caution. And Cynthia pulling away from Bray Ernest and the others behind. Still trying to make the pass. You can see the 34 went with the 98, trying to push him down the front stretch again by the 10. Possibly they think the 10 is the one holding them up. Oh, look at that. Keegan Thompson can move around Bray Ernest here, and Wormnest has a huge line of cars towards the inside. So, does that 10 car fall all the way back to the back of this field in what, 13th position, something like that? No, because Derek Bouchard stayed to the high side, so Thompson will be the only one to gain a spot off of the 10's misfortune. Unless Wormnest stays to the high side. Thompson right here got a great run off of 3 and 4 on the top. You can see Derek Bouchard moves to the inside. Adam Lewis, Cole Luigi. Now Jonathan Beeford moves to the high side. Evan Hunter trying to get by him. We talked about one pass skill multiplying to many. Buford moves up the track. Cole Luigi got by him. Wormnest down in front of the 42 car. Hunter trying to get by the 55. Hunter with a great run through the corner, but Jonathan Buford's going to get a big time run off the top of 3 and 4 and clear Hunter. So Buford back to the 7th position. Wormnest from 2nd back to 5th. And now the front 3 have kind of pulled away, but Cynthia Bright is in another zip code, checking out on Keegan Thompson and Derek Bouchard. However, Thompson and Bouchard running about 2/10 faster. Yeah, so Buford only lost 1 position. He was 6th. That goes to Luigi Buford back to Luigi's spot in 7th. So it didn't really change much, that pass, but did see some excitement up towards the front, as now there are about 15 cars in this train, the last one being Raspberry Tip. So 16 cars in this train, almost half the field. And then you got Kevin Bannon, John West, and William Seaman who pulled away from Luke Rainey, Max Anderson, and some other of these guys right here. See, back to 41st. Cynthia Bright comes off of turn number 4. Bray Ernest up the track. Got a good run off though. They can keep that spot over Code Luigi. Now you can see the 10 probably was holding that pack back because look at how Thompson is gaining on the 24 Cynthia Bright. So possibly the 10 was holding them back. Maybe that's why Code wants to get by that 10 car very, very quickly. Halfway very shortly. It's a long race. 500 miles around this 1.33 mile egg-shaped oval. You can see it's very, very egg-shaped. 1 and 2 long sweeping corners, but then 3 and 4 very, very tight corners. You can see from this camera angle right here. All the different colors towards the back of that. So many throwback schemes, all those colors. You can see how tight 3 and 4 is. Once again, some cars making moves. Derek Bouchard to the bottom. Keegan Thompson, does he have enough of a run? It looks like he's going to slot back up in line. No. Bouchard with a great run. Gets by Keegan Thompson. Thompson's going to fall to at least 4th. But Wormness not able to take that spot. So Keegan Thompson back to 4th from 2nd. Not about being 2nd place here. You're going to get passed. "30 laps to go at Darlington." Cynthia Bright led all 26 laps, trying to lead all 56 to get to victory lane, but she does have some hard-charging drivers behind her, including Derek Bouchard, Adam Lewis, who have just passed the 98 and 10 like it was nothing. They got 98 and 10 who will follow him back, and then Cole Luigi there in the 6th position. You know, your points leader wants to pick up another win before the chase, looking for his 4th win of the season. The only guy to have that many is Kevin Bannon, the 18, who just won his 3rd at Bristol. He's right now in the 17th position, so decent day for him. Should keep him in the chase. The driver who almost won that race was TJ Henley. He's right now in the 9th position. You know how heartbroken he was. Cynthia Bright to the high side, getting past. Big time issue for the 24. Moves high, gives up 3 spots, possibly 4. As Bray Ernest looking to the bottom. Bright will get down line, so Cynthia Bright passed. bite. Derek Bouchard has now gotten the race lead, coming to halfway. 28 down, 28 to go. Derek Bouchard now has the race lead. And we were just talking about heartbreaks. Well, Cynthia Bright led pretty much the whole first half of this race and is now back in the 4th position and is now behind a lot of these drivers. We were talking about heartbreaks. TJ Hanley had Bristol basically locked up. He led the whole race. Some pit cycles came down. He pitted as one of the earlier ones, so gave up the race lead. A caution comes out. He still had the race lead. However, he was going to pull away to about a 2-second lead after those pit stops. He was going to handily win that race, and just wasn't meant to be, as on the restart, the 99, the lap car of Carter Friesen moves to his inside, and Kevin Band gets by Hanley. The third car ends up second, looking for his second career points-paying Gary Cup Series victory as he moves high, and the 88 and the 48 will get by. So Hanley now falls to the 11th position as Eli up to 9th, Nichols up to 10th, Hanley back to 11th, gets in line in front of DJ Reed, however. As Derek Bouchard is pulled away from Adam Lewis and Keegan Thompson. Thompson just a little bit slower down the front stretch to not get a great run off of the corner and really affect him. Look how low he is. It's almost like he has some sort of problem. I think he does because Cynthia really jammed on the brakes there. I believe Thompson has some sort of issue on the 98 car. I don't know if he thinks he has a tire going down or something. That car's just getting really tight, but Cynthia and the field really caught up, and the front two have really gotten away because of that. Battle back there for 5th. Warmness to the outside. Coluigi looks to the inside. Keegan Thompson has now gotten fired back up and is pulling away from Cynthia as Coluigi's going to get by Brady Warmness for the 5th position. So top 5 for that 42 car. Look for 6th. Jonathan Beeford trying to get that position back. Brady Warmness trying to keep it. It looks like Beeford has enough of a run to get to the inside 3 and 4. Has to drive it down to the bottom lane, but can he hold it there? As these drivers get really great runs off the top side of 3 and 4. You can see right there, Brady Warmness going to power off the top and clear for 6th. Jonathan Beeford not going to be able to gain a position from that. So now the front really starting to spread out. You got 1st and 2nd up here. Then you got 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Then you got 6th, 7th, 8th on back to these guys back here. And now 17th, 18th, and 19th are catching. So we got about half the field up there. Then you got Luke Ray and some others trying to run them down. However, I think they're way too far back to try and make a challenge. But now we got a big group of cars that are trying to end this thing out with a victory. Look back up to the front because front very far away now from the top 10. Yeah, it wasn't long ago that they were all in one long line. Now 6th place is 2.6 back, so see how much that's changed. Coluigi on the back bumper of the 24 on the back bumper of the 98. Cynthia Bright trying to charge her way back up towards the front, but she has a lot of time to make up if she wants to get to victory lane. Cynthia Bright with a very, very protective line to turn 1. Very low. Coluigi was going to make the pass, but Bright moves down to the bottom lane to protect that. Smart move there out of Cynthia, but Cole definitely has the faster car right now. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th in a battle for that 3rd position. Front 2 have pulled away, and it's a long train of cars behind 3rd, 4th, and 5th. No real passes back there to 19th. As Derek Bouchard is running away with this victory. Over Adam Lewis, it's right now 3/4 of a second, probably picking up each lap as he's pulling away from that 22 car. Ran 3/10 faster last time by. In fact, I believe he's the fastest car on the track. I don't think anyone's running times comparable to him, possibly saving those tires. Also, these guys back here in traffic, they're obviously going to be slower because you're only as fast as the person in front of you. 20 laps to go now. Derek Bouchard trying to end it out with a victory. Third, 4th car looks like it's on rails right now. Well, he ran the same time as the 22. Very, very eerie right there. Ran a 28.824. Both of them did. Thompson has a firm hold of that 3rd position, but Cynthia Bright and Coluigi in a battle for 4th. Once again, Bright enters low, trying to keep that position from that 42 car. And what the 24 is doing is backing up that 42 and allowing 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th catch up, and then Nichols is kind of spread out in a pack of his own, and then TJ Hanley leading 11th on back. See a pass right here. I believe that's Riley Spraytube to the outside. He needs some good runs to get into the chase, and they got John West to his inside. Spraytube using the outside lane to try and gain a position. Kevin Band moves to the 16th position. He passed Sprayly just this last lap. Sprayly back to 17th. The 47 team needs just a solid run to try and have a shot at the chase. If they could win at Richmond, it could possibly be theirs. And 22 teams won at Richmond before that, or Sprayly Tubes won at Richmond before, so he knows how to do it. So now 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th in this pack. Jonathan Buford, Evan Hunter. Here comes Isaac Nichols on his teammate Eli Bright for that 9th position. Gray goes trying to power around the outside, but I don't think he has enough of a run off the corner to clear Nichols. With the 48 car has that 9th position. Eli might fall back to 10th, maybe even 11th if TJ can get to the inside. I believe Eli moves down into the 10th position. So just two teammates swap in a position there. Maybe Eli saw that Nichols was faster and said, go get him. Because both these drivers realistically not going to make the chase unless something really big happens. But yeah, I don't believe they have a chance to make the chase, so possibly just using some bragging rights to Hendrick Motorsports camp. Eli's going to move right back around for the 9th position. Might cost Nichols a top 10 spot as TJ Hanley moves to the inside to get to that 10th position. Not quite yet, though. Nichols with a powerful run off the top. TJ a little bit tight. Coming to 15 laps to go. Still side by side for that 10th position. It's a top 10, you know? That's why their fights hard. It's a top 10 spot. If that was a battle for 12th, maybe Nichols would have let Hanley go or Hanley would have let Nickel in line. But that's for the top 10. And because of that, the front 9 have now pulled away as Cynthia Bright moves to the outside. Going to get by, or going to get past. So now Coluigi moves up to 4th, Brayerness to 5th, Cynthia Bright back to 6th. So after leading the first half of this race, Bright has fallen off and is starting to fade back to her two teammates. Oh, Coluigi now slow in 3 and 4. Brady Ernest with a powerful run through 3 and 4 right there. Going to keep Coluigi on the outside lane. So, my oh my, how this has changed. Brady Ernest going to get back up to the 4th position. Coluigi back to 5th, possibly 6th. Cynthia Bright can get to the inside and get by him. And you know, Cole wants to keep that from happening because he probably thought that the 24 is the reason why they weren't moving forward. Looks like he's going to be able to get down line in the 5th position. So, just gained a spot and he just lost it. All that quick. Now 12th on back, starting to fade just a little bit. So the A3, the 17 have all caught up as well. So we got about half the field once again in this train. So we look back up to the front, no real change. Derek Bouchard still has the race lead. It's now by 1.8 seconds, just pulling away and dominating the 34 team is. Yeah, we're almost at 10 to go too, so I believe he has this locked up in case unless there's a caution or what have you, some horrible misfortune that he might have. But other than that, he's just cruising home to a victory. And great to see that 34 team doing well here at Darlington. Coming to 11 laps to go this time. A race that has been short on action. Still been a pretty good race. We did see a pass for the race lead between the 34 and the 24. We have seen some passes inside of the top 5. Some slower cars, some cars that maybe have worn the tires out fading back. And a big gap back to that 2nd position. Adam Lewis outside the camera angle, which is how far back he is. Derek Bouchard you can see how slow they're getting out for the corner. It looks like the caution is out, but it's really because the tires are that worn. Still a battle for 4th. Bray Ernest has that 4th position, but Coluigi desperately wants that coming to 10 laps to go. Derek Bouchard powers off of turn number 4, sees 10 laps to go at Darlington. All I can do is hope and pray there's not a caution flag. There's not really anything that would warrant a caution on track. See, everyone pretty much single file. The only pass is really just small passes, so I don't believe there would be anything to warrant a caution, but unless some officials find some debris out there. See, there's no real passing anywhere on the track. And the front 2 had those positions pretty much locked up. Adam Lewis has a 2-second lead over 3rd place, and Bouchard's at 2.6 second, probably raising each lap. It's now up to 3.2, so that was 0.6, just that last lap that he gained. My goodness. Yeah, that 34 car, no one can really argue that that car was not the best here today. He's pulling away from the field and doing it in dominating fashion, so if he can get to victory lane, that's good on him because he has his team, and his team's brought a great car, and he's delivered with a great race, 8 to go. And he keeps pulling away from Adam Lewis, too. Lewis is now back 3.6 back, 3.7. So that was about another half a second that time by. See how far back everyone keeps falling. And they really have to feather the throttle off of turn number 2 now. You really have to slow it down. 3 and 4 now. That's what the tire wear is doing. You have to go very, very slow. Coming to 7 laps to go now. Derek Richard on cruise control. 7 to go at Darlington. Doesn't have to push it. He has 3 3/4 second over second place Adam Lewis. Third place even farther back, 5.4 back. And they got the battle for 4th between the 10 and the 42, the 24 and the 11, battling for 6th. As there's a battle back here, Jonathan Buford and Eli Bright in a battle for the 8th position. Buford on the outside, 3 and 4 though. No, Eli powers off the bottom lane. Nichols trying to do the same, his teammate. So Eli to 8th, Buford back to 9th. 6 to go. So if we get to the line next time by without a caution, the race is official. And Bouchard just ran a little bit slower that time, 3/10 slower than Lewis. And obviously 3/10 is going to make a difference over 5 laps when you have a 3-point-some-second lead, but just showing how far these tires were enough, and possibly Bouchard wore the tires off the thing, trying to pull away from Lewis and the others. 5 to go at Darlington. That time by, pretty similar lap times. Look at this battle for 4th. Warner's to the top. Coluigi right on by. Cynthia Bright going to get on by. So Coluigi to 4th. Cynthia Bright going for 5th. Bray Ernest. Still side by side down the back. I believe Wormnest might be able to keep that position entering 3 and 4. Yeah, Wormnest gets down line in the 5th position. Bright keeps that 6th position. Now Coluigi has his sights set on the 98, trying to do anything with him. Trying to get to the top 3. The rest of the field behind, trying anything they can. Pretty similar lap time, still among the front 2 with 4 to go. Derek Bouchard took the lead from Cynthia Bright at halfway. Bright led 27 laps, and Derek Bouchard looking to lead the other 29 as he comes to C3 to go at Darlington, and a difference of 3.4 seconds between he and the next guy, Adam Lewis. Lewis has the gap, now at 3.4. Not much change in the top 10 going on. We saw that biggest change was the 10, the 42, or the 10, the 42 battle, and then of course the 88 and the 55 battle. Eli Bright has a strong car here late, trying to get any positions he can towards the end. Coming to C2 to go now for Derek Bouchard. Just over 2 miles left at Darlington. A dominating performance for the 34 team. They brought the right setup, and Derek Bouchard had the drive. As long as nothing happens in this final lap and a half, he's going to go home with the victory lane in the Southern 500 at Darlington, and he'll win one of the 4 Crown Jewel races this season. Of course, the Crown Jewel races being the Daytona 500, the Pepsi 600, and then of course the Brickyard 400. All were won by different people. As he comes off turn number 4, the white flag shown for Derek Bouchard one more time around to end this dominating performance. The white flag means surrender from the rest of the field. Derek Bouchard took them behind the woodshed. Didn't look back. My, oh my. Dominating performance here at Darlington. Through 3 and 4, he will come. No one in his sights. His own little world as he hits 3 and 4. Slows it down nice and easy. No car close to him. Off of 4, Derek Bouchard dominates the Southern 500 and will win at Darlington. Adam Lewis will come home second. Coluigi did get by Keegan Thompson. Cynthia Bright fades a few positions at the end, trying to get by Eli to the stripe. In the last lap, some changes in the top 10 were made. Derek Bouchard dominates here at Darlington. Wow. 29 of 56 laps led by that 34 team, and Derek Bouchard to victory lane in the Southern 500. As we now go check the finishing results. So here are the finishing results from the Southern 500 at Darlington. There were no caution flags, and there was one lead change among 2 different drivers. Derek Bouchard leads 29 of the 56 laps to get to victory lane. Adam Lewis in second really did not have anything for that 34 car. In fact, finishes 4.6 seconds back. A margin of victory I don't think we've seen besides fuel mileage races. And third, Coluigi, your points leader. So Great run for him. He's going to extend his points lead and definitely locks himself in. Fourth, Keegan Thompson rounding out the top 5. Get Brady Ernest. Then 6th, you have Evan Hunter. Eli Bright made a late race charge up to 7th. Cynthia Bright falls to 8th on that last lap. Started on pole, led the first 27 laps, fell to Derek Bouchard. In 9th, Isaac Nichols, so 300 drivers finished 7th, 8th, and 9th. And then Jonathan Beeford rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. All-star winner TJ Henley ends up 12th. Good day for him. Levi Shones, he needed a good run here today to get himself into the top 10 points. He does exactly that. He's now 9th in points. He's in the chase. Riley Spruill also with a good run. Kevin Bannon as well. Bannon has 3 wins, so even if he falls out, he can rely on those wins as his wild card. As we look down 21st to 40th, some drivers down here knowing that this was their really last chance to try and get themselves into position to make the chase, and definitely not going to happen for some drivers now. Francis Dustin, remember, 3rd points coming to the day. Valve issue early on. Only complete 6 laps of the 56. Now let's go to the point standings. 1 race to go before the chase, and here are the point standings. Code Luigi, a 213-point lead over Alexander Rowe, who is now 2nd in points. Tim Gear is 3rd in points, Jeff Bright is 4th, and Brandon Tharp in 5th. They got Francis Dustin falling to 6th after his poor luck. TJ Henley in 7th, Kevin Bannon 8th, 9th Levi Shones, and Max Aaronson rounding out the top 10. So there is your top 20 in the points. So you can see your 2 wildcards right now, John West and Patrick Smith, because no one outside the top 10 and in between 20th and points has 2 wins. So, like, Jonathan Buford's only 6 back of Patrick Smith. Evan Hunter's only 15 back. Thompson's only 16. Justin Eats only 20. Andrew Miller needs a good run. Riley Spruill needs another win or another good run. Michael Gregory needs a win. Alex Stewart. A lot of things can happen. But as we look down 21st to 40th, Joe Jefferson is only, I believe, 11 points out of the chase. So what he needs to do is get 11 points on, who is it, Alex Stewart. He needs to get 11 points on Alex Stewart next race, and he'll get into the top 20 in points with those 2 wins. They would be his wild card. So he needs to do that. That's all he needs to do. Joe Jefferson going to have a lot of pressure on him, though, getting in. A lot of the drivers down here knowing that it's just not their season, so they're just going to go out there for more wins now. So the next race and the final race of the regular season, the last race to make the Chase 400 at Richmond. See you guys then.